Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Wednesday evening. Want to say hey to all my subscribers. New as well this season. I have a quick word for you. Tab in. Shall be quick, we shall see. Because I say that and then it turns into a 30-minute recording, but I really do have to go. So I'm going to really try to stick to the point. I want to speak to you guys in regards to maybe feeling directionless, feeling a little lost, feeling like the plans that you had or even plans that you thought God had given you is just like, what are we doing? Right? So I just want to piggyback off of a conversation I was having with one of my great girlfriends. You know those friends do you guys have any friends like you don't speak often? Like life be lifing, so months may even go by, like several months at times, but it's like when you do catch up, when you do link, then it's like you guys never ever even missed a day because you catch up on everything spiritually, which has have been going on in your personal life, etc., etc. So I want to piggyback off of a conversation she and I had in regards to directionless, etc. So, but before I start, one of you guys sent me a link and was like, Kizzy, oh my goodness, have you seen this? Everything you've been talking about in your recordings recently, like it's really happening. And I'm just like, I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vessel. It's like, yeah, but no, did you see this? I'm like, no, but send it to me. And they sent me this link. And so I'm reading the link and she was like, yeah, remember, you talk about how God is going to allow people to build themselves up first before they take major falls versus etc. The last several recordings, basically, the last several recordings. So she sent me this link, and when I opened the link, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, right? So there, I don't know, maybe 8 people, and a few of them I know personally, but one of them I'm very fond of because we kind of um, like I'm trying not to like really, because this is like something like people who you like grew up with, that type of thing. So if I'm honest, I was kind of biased because it's like this person is saying to me, like the person don't even know, like I know these people, right? These are like pretty high profile people. So the person don't know, like I know the people personally. They were just breaking down to me, yeah, like remember you said God is going to let people build themselves up, meaning climb ladders, climb levels, get to the top, then take a fall. It's going to be people who've gotten away with all kind of stuff for a very long time, scheming, scamming, manipulating, cheating, this, that, and the third, whatever the stuff is. They've been getting away with it for a very long time. However, the shift is here and people are being shifted. People are being exposed, etc., etc. So they're bringing all this stuff back to me, everything I've said in my several recordings. And I'm looking at the link like, but I know these folks. I'm kind of in my feeling because I'm a little biased, right? Because it's a big deal. Like it's a big deal what's happening. Again, I don't want to speak too much because there are people here, of course, who like know me from, school and stuff like that. But I'm just like, but God, okay, how can I, like, how, how do I pray? Like, can you, like, I mean, he's really a nice guy. I mean, yeah, I know he had some character flaws and some issues and but truly, like, he's not like and God is like, so you want to pick and choose? How are you going to talk about things that I'm giving you to talk about, that I'm downloading in your spirit, letting you know that the shift is here and that people are being dropped, basically. People who have climbed levels on the back of evil, on the back of lying, scheming, manipulating, hurting people in any form, right? So how are you going to be biased? How do you want to pray and quote unquote for somebody where you just sit here and had a whole recording that Pastor R.C. Blake said you basically a good heart can get you killed when God is like dealing with people, when God has turned his hand on people, you better move out of the way, and you sitting here talking about praying. I was like, say no more. Give me rights, Lord. Your rights. You're absolutely correct. I was being biased because I know a few of them personally. But if I'm honest, I also know, some other things too, that ultimately the season of exposure, the season of people falling from their life that they've created on the back of a lack of character, things like that, the shift is here. So I just wanted to share that because it's like, when God gives you things to share, like when that stuff start really like unfolding, you're like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. We got to fall back and we got to let God deal with people how he chooses to deal with people, because let me tell you something. God is a fair God, and he warns you. He warns you and he convicts you a lot. It's almost like he just don't snatch the rug. Well, I don't know that be true for everybody, but I feel like God is so gentle. Like he will truly work with you and work with you. But when you get to the point where you feel like you don't have to listen to nothing nobody say, you think you know it all, and when he's sending people to like convict you and like you think like you got this thing all figured out because this, that, and the third, okay, do what you do, boo. Do what you do, boo. So, are you guys feeling directionless? Are you feeling like I just don't know? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, right? The things that I once had convictions to work on. There was a drive to write this book. There was a drive to start this ministry, whatever it is. And now you're just like, honey, I don't want to do none of that. I have no desire to do any of it. Like when I try to do it, it's like I'm just sitting here and I'm just dangling, right? So my good friend was telling me, she was like, Kizzy, I really thought my husband and I would be in our empty in our in our empty nest season, empty nester season, but she currently has some family and stuff like that's currently staying with them and things like that. And it's kind of just like, this is not what I, like, this is not what I saw, right? This is not what God's showing me. And I'm like, girl, listen. Whoo, because we done had these talks, sis. Like we're supposed to be working on major things in this season, like things that we already put our heads together, and like we thought that God would be doing this, that, and the third. Like at some point, honey, we felt the movement of God, honey. Things were shifting, and now all of a sudden things came to a halt, and now it's like everybody's just looking around at each other, like, what are we supposed to be doing, y'all? Anybody did their homework? Can I cheat off of your page? Guys, many of us are truly, truly, it's crazy that it's hard for us to be in a season of stillness. It's crazy that it's hard for us to be in the season of stillness. Now, when we're not in the season of stillness, we're crying about we're working too hard. We're crying about we never got time to do this, that, and the third. We're crying about X, Y, and Z. And now a season of stillness, you got nothing but time on your hand. We're still complaining. Because we're conditioned to think that we're always supposed to be doing something, right? But every season is different. There are going to be seasons, I believe, well, what I feel spiritually for myself, when the next door opens next season, it's going to be very busy. It's going to be very busy. There's going to be a lot of chaos. And I feel like God is almost like calling us to just rest right now. Like rest, like you better rest if you know what's coming. Like, I'm trying to really get you to preserve some energy because what's coming, it's about to get crazy. So I was telling my good friend, I was like, sis, I truly, listen. I used to say at times, oh, I surrender. Oh, I surrender all. And 5 minutes later, I'm back putting my hand in something. But I told her I have finally learned the art of truly surrendering. And I mean truly surrendering. Honey, I'm not touching anything unless I hear clearly from God. It can't even be a whisper. Well, it got to be, I know that I know that I know that I know. Because I know if I go and touch something, if we go and touch something right now, it's not the will of God. Honey, all we doing is expending energy. It's not going to work. It's not going to prosper. It's just, it won't have no fruit. We got to be still until we know exactly what God is calling us and need us to do. And for a lot of us right now, it's a season of rest. Also, many of us are in a season where this is really your grieving and your healing season. You may be trying to jump out of it like a frog. Rocco, chill. Honey, frogs just jumping all over the place popped in my head just now. You might be trying to jump. I can't stop seeing frogs. You may be trying to jump out of it like a frog because healing hurts. Healing hurts, right? Healing requires you to sit in the pain. God don't allow you to escape it by distracting yourself. And even if you're distracting yourself, honey, he's sending you right back. That pain come right on back. So you can go ahead and do what you want to do. Right? As soon as you get home, honey, sit in this pain. You got to heal it. You got to process it. So some people, you're not going to hear from God just yet because he can't overload you. Why would he give you the next thing that's going to require you to be fully invested, fully aligned if you're currently in a healing, in a grieving season? So he's just kind of waiting for you to process everything, and he will know when you're ready. You don't know your hair from your feet right now, honey. We don't know our hair from our feet. He will know when we're ready. And then he will make it very clear. God will always make it clear. Always make it clear when he is ready for us to move. That move can look like a relocation. That move can look like a whatever. Just he will make it very clear to us if he needs us to do something. A white feather is flying in front of me again. Thank you, Lord. So one of my neighbors, he's a public figure attorney, and he came by and said he's giving me one of his they're the ones that have those beautiful plants on their back deck. He's giving me a bird feeder, but we were chatting for a few minutes or whatever, and he was supposed to move in November, but of course you know how it goes with building house process and all that stuff. So they're just now getting out here or whatever. So he and I was just chatting for a few minutes, and it's like, let go of your timing. Let go of your time frame. That's going to trip a lot of people up. You may think a particular thing was supposed to happen, like you feel like God made you a promise, honey, that it was supposed to happen last July. I mean, you know in your heart of your hearts, God told you that last July that door would open. And now your heart is hardening because it's like, but God, you promised me, da-da-da-da-da. Listen, sometimes we may miss the mark. Sometimes God is pressing a season on you and not a specific month or a specific day, right? Or are you listening to certain people who's telling you in 5 days, the Lord is going to knock on your front. 5 days. 5 days. And I'm not saying that can never happen. But you got to be fluid, right? We're not perfect. We're definitely not God. So sometimes you can be in the ballpark of things, but it may be off a little bit. But the enemy will have you sitting here side-eyeing God about something that God never even told you for a fact. He might have been telling you next July. Your big head wouldn't think he never told you. Did he tell you what year July, or did you assume? I'm just messing with you guys. I have to go though. But I wanted to share that really quickly. You guys have a great one. It's your girl. Kizzy Rob.